Hello and welcome to 17.3 update as they come, and here it is. This is the 17.3 update. We were all waiting for it. I thought this was going to come out at Easter and it didn't, so then I thought it would come out on Bank Holiday Monday. Once again it didn't. It came out yesterday, just a random day, Tuesday. Anyway, what have they done? They've updated stuff, little fixes they've said. Let's read what it says. Random world generated update thing first. It's for random generated worlds, we've worked over to remove the POI, point of interest, replication spawns. This isn't quite working. I've highlighted that because I was just talking about it and I decided to talk about it again. What happened is in the world I generated, I had two of the same fast food restaurants right across the road from each other. Then it says in brackets Radio Tower Cities. I have to say this perhaps needs a bit of work. Rework the roads to be more vehicle friendly, overworked the world layout and adjusted the placements of the POIs in cities. This framework we are backporting to 17.3 as part of a larger Alpha 18 plan to make it even more awesome with extra awesome sauce and a whole heap of awesome sprinkled across the top. They've added a Gfx Console Commands. That's right. Key changes, shader keywords, PP changes, post-processing. Just type the letters GFX for help. Don't know what any of that means. Godcasting to debug mode. This is quite interesting. If you're in debug mode and you look somewhere and press Shift and Q, you will move 100 meters if there's nothing to hit, or to the place you're looking at. Quite nice. Little bit of a turbo to move around. Very good. The Give Yourself XP should not be modified by the XP multiplier that's in the games option. So now if you just give yourself 1,000 points XP, say, you will only get 1,000 points XP, whereas the XP multiplier apparently was affecting that, and so was obviously multiplying the Give Yourself XP points that you were giving yourself, so look out for that one. And explosions now wake the sleepers even, that's right, even if there is no damage. That's been added to the 17.3 Build 18 update. Now, what's changed in the update? Well, now quests will try and find closer POIs for their quests. Nice, very good. One repair kit will be sufficient to fully repair any one item, I suppose is what that's saying. But the stack size of those repair kits has now been reduced to 25. The sun and moon is now set to rise in the east and set in the west, and the sun has a southerly track and the moon has a northerly track, I guess. Stars are set to track east to west and is now slower. The zombies don't trigger infection right now. Wearable items are no longer able to be activated when on the tool belt, which is interesting because in a few moments' time we're going to see something that says you can still do that, so we'll see how that goes. Increased breath hold duration of an Olympic swimmer. Rebalanced the stealth noise levels, so obviously that's if you're sneaking up on the old zombies, that's been rebalanced, so nice work there. Clarified the description of several of the stealth perks just to make everyone's life a little bit easier when it comes to figuring out what the hell do these things actually do. And explosions on zombies to just damage the closest collider like animals. What that means, no idea what that means. Sledgehammer is now paying out 25% of the harvest amount. There are some fixes. Some of the fence upgrade, some fences upgrade to full-size blocks. This has been fixed. Stag and doe often stand after death. That's been fixed. Mac rendering, very bright and washed out, fixed. Burnt zombie sound radius is too large. You can just hear them from too far away. Well, not anymore because it's been fixed. The world light levels are inconsistent with the time of day. That means they fixed the moonlight jump at midnight. Good. Moonlight angle, and they redid the horizon light angle clamping. So basically they've just fixed that. Harvest amount is paid out by 2 times multiplier. They fixed that, so I guess that means it's now only giving 1. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Rocket launcher explosions are no longer doing the damage listed in the XML. Well, that's now fixed, so I guess that means they are doing that. Forges are never really off and waste fuel. Well, it's been fixed. Easy camera clipping exploiting A17, for example, ramps, has been fixed. The pistol silencer that blocks your iron sights has now been fixed. The jacket, only the white one mind, when worn will render the upper torso as transparent. Well, it would have done, but it's been fixed. They have indeed removed all the Christmas items from the loot table. There's a small typo in the RW Random World Generator Mixer.xml. It says prop instead of prob. Well, it's been fixed. Smelt in system of forge carries over time to dragged over items. I think that means if you're bringing over something to the forge, it should tell you how long it's going to take. I don't know. It could just be terribly bad. A bad description or something. Third person animation delay when throwing the Molotov has been fixed. The XP pop out value, which is not updated on the second block when upgrading blocks, has now been fixed. Mining helmet, which wouldn't turn on if equipped from the tool belt, has been fixed, despite the fact that here they said that you're now no longer to activate the items on a tool belt, so we're not too sure what that's supposed to be. Burning shaft mod flame can affect transfer to other items on the tool belt. Well, not anymore. It's been fixed, so that's nice. The mats in crafting queue are lost on relog. Well, whatever that means, it's been fixed. Holding the shift key decreases speed on the ladder in God mode. Well, the problem was that you couldn't speed up when using the ladder, so hopefully that's been fixed. We'll find out later, I guess. Night vision goggles no longer working. Well, apparently they are now because that's been fixed. The mining helmet light doesn't show for second players. Well, it does now because it's been fixed. Player can consume any consumable while mounted in a vehicle, but not get the buff stroke debuff on SP and MP, single player and multiplayer there. Disabled use in vehicles. I guess that means they've fixed that. Basically, you could eat or drink something and it had no effect whilst you were in a vehicle. And now apparently they've just disabled that, which is probably good. The game was likely to crash when a 4x4 inventory makes a vehicle unusable. Well, they fixed it, so whatever that meant. Zombies can now walk, or at least zombies could walk, between pillars size 50 and defeat the player traps. Well, we can't have that, so they fixed it. Client Molotov doesn't hurt the other client. Well, it does now, because that's been fixed, you see. Crafting timer doesn't advance properly when the chunk is unloaded, but it does now. Double swing with melee weapons. Well, I think that's where when you do a swing and then you let go and it does another swing, it's been fixed apparently. The reflex sight plus the AK and 4x zoom break weapon hold and camera when switched when zoomed in. Well, that's true if you're zoomed in. I'll translate that because I can tell you what that is. You're zoomed in when you're using the gun, you're using the sight, and then all of a sudden you're stuck. You can't do anything. Oh, nightmare, that one. You can eventually get out of it by panicking, but, you know, that's been fixed. Nice. Clients see bow hold animation of other clients holding a club. It's been fixed. Crafting items finish nearly instantly after another the item in the first slot is cancelled. Well, not anymore. Smelting the system of forge carries. You've seen that one. XP gain shown when XP gain shown when level up is reached is limited to amount required to level up. I don't know what that means. Changing equipment slots was usually not flagged as change, so other players would only see your changes after you did another action. Well, not anymore. WRN, I'm not sure if that's supposed to say random world generated or not. I don't know. Anyway, WRN biome image contains an unknown biome colour. Well, not anymore. POIs in the random world generated worlds are not checking against the biome for spawning. Well, apparently they fixed that. The charismatic nature perk doesn't buff other players as described. Well, it's been fixed. I think that's a multiplayer thing. I'm not entirely sure. Buff stacking for buffs proceed by other players. Buff stacking for buffs preceded by other players was not working over the network. Well, it's been fixed. Hatches don't always open on the first try. Well, they do now. Random world generation replication POI spawns. It says it's been fixed. It hasn't because I've done it. I just tried it. I did a random world. I went to the first city. It was a very busy city, and basically everything was pretty much all. I mean, I could show you, but I'm on lunch break, so let's face it, I'm not going to show you that. Large stacks of material vanish when used in workstations, apparently. Never noticed that. Dynamite will not explode in the player's hand. Well, they fixed that. bugger. Blood Moon Stinger does not react to the Blood Moon range preference. The buy button for attributes not showing the correct required points if the attribute is boosted by a buff. Pardon me. And that's been fixed. The gyrocopter floats in the air if the pilot gets disconnected or logs out, and then the vehicle will fall once their chunk loads. Well, it's been fixed. Fixed the LightNet library, I suppose that's what that's supposed to mean, lib, randomly disconnecting all players. The arrow rest mod and schematic is not in the loot table anywhere, therefore is unobtainable. Well, it's been fixed. Cloth and wood are not fully defined as a block repair material. Well, they've fixed that, so everything's great. Retracting stock mod has no effect. It's fixed. Drugs do not display their water cost. They must do now. Wrong description on the spiked knuckles schematic. Not anymore. Player cannot provoke a dismemberment of zombies' arms and legs, but traps can, and that's even when all perks are purchased. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fixed. The cigar bartering buff percentage is now only showing a 0. Well, apparently not anymore. Pipe bombs are very weak against sleeper zombies. Well, that's been fixed. Illness indicator buff sticks around for too long. Well, hopefully that says that it's been fixed, I guess, so that's good. AI sometimes jumping for half a metre height by padding the step height. I'm not entirely sure what that means. By padding it, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we like to think that they can climb on top of each other. Maybe, I don't know. The noise reduction from the perk from the shadows only works at night, and that's been fixed. So now it works in the day, I guess. Explosion damage decreasing per collider. So was mostly 0. Don't know what that means. So, yes, actually, I do know what that means. Yes, because your explosions basically did nothing. So they fixed that. Silencer doesn't have much of an effect. Well, apparently it does now, because once again, it's been fixed. And finally, the known issues. Well, tool damage localization is different than the actual value. That's a known issue, still going on. Trader Jen has still got a very deep voice, but due to the Gender Equality Act, we're probably going to just keep it that way. Is there a Gender Equality Act? Or I just made that up. Shotgun driver loses the sound on the 4x4 after a while. It's still a thing. Workstation tools do not refresh the recipe list when the tools are installed. Curious. I don't think you can install tools on a workstation, can you? I have no recollection. Well, whatever it is, it's still an issue. Can use the torch and flaming arrows as light underwater. Well, I suppose that's just daft, isn't it? But that's still an issue, according to this. Random World Generator Preview Tool Localization. Unknown. Firearms do a duplicate reload animation after reloading while zoomed. Locked in zoom. Can still happen there. Can still happen if it reloads. That could still be an issue then. Client Molotovs thrown down from an edge. Not working as good as host. Well, fancy that. Player model jumps forward of the player camera when accessing an auto turret inventory. This is true. Turrets, so they haven't fixed that. Turrets will not target self when set to do so. Well, I don't know why you'd do that anyway, but still. Healing other players with something doesn't work. Self-medicated is not working properly, and not being able to purchase the perk as intended. As intended. In fact, as far as I can tell, you can't even do anything on that perk. Whatever. Crashes, there's a workaround for the crashes. If you've got a Mac, there it is. Just follow that thread. If connections to the server fails, try removing the Steam networking as a disabled function from the server config.xml. Some Linux users could be experiencing problems. Showbounds for land claims show a box instead of an actual infinite size for Y. Don't know what that means. And lastly, when kicked while in a vehicle interaction window, vehicle may well become unresponsive. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the updates for 7 Days to Die Alpha 17.3 Experimental Build 8. I hope there's something there for you. There's something there for everyone, isn't there? Well, we'll try a random world. I have made one already, and like I say, I got duplicate straight away. Duplicate stuff. but we'll do a random world on a brand new series of 7 Days to Die. So do join us. It all starts very soon, and I'll see you there.